Uh, this isn't a porch talk again because I'm just still not in the game for that. So this is a kind of a let all know about Kelly's California funeral next weekend. Rosary next weekend, followed by the funeral. Briefly, which is hard for me. The subject's already hard enough, but just for me to be succinct is kind of a mortal challenge. This Friday night here at our home, if you know the address, you don't need to be told. If you need to know the address, just text me or message me through Facebook. Here at our home at 7 p.m. here in Anaheim, we will have a rosary. It'll be led by my mother, and we will be here in our beautiful pastoral backyard with all the plants and everything around. At 7 p.m., it'll be close to dusk at that point. It'll be almost perfect time to be outside in what promises to be early spring weather. We may have a few drops of rain. We can always go inside if that's a problem. But there's plenty of places here to enjoy the ambience of the outdoors in a pretty suburban area, but at the same time, pray for our beloved Kelly Maeve and be together to do that. If you don't find that you're able to make the funeral on Saturday, the 14th, then perfect for Kelly. Friday the 13th at 7 p.m. here at our home. If you're driving here and you've never been here before, you should know that we have the parking permit issue here. So we'll have as many of the little one-day parking passes for you to put up in your car if you don't already have an Anaheim parking permit. You're going to want to get here a little bit early because you're going to have to park where there's a spot. Come to our house, get a parking permit, go back to your car, then come back. Pain in the ass, I know, but that's how it works. Otherwise, if you do make it here and you do come for the rosary, bring a rosary, or if you don't have one, that's okay. If it's not your faith tradition, you can still be here with it. We're not really entertaining that night, if you know what I mean. It's classic for the Irish to call it a wake, but really it's just a huli minus one living soul, as opposed to a wedding, which is a full-blown huli with everybody. The day of her funeral, the next day, it begins at noon at St. Justin Martyrs in Anaheim on Ball Road. Pretty easy to find on your maps. Get there a little bit early. There promises to be a long line of classic hearses, courtesy of Kelly's old friends at the Phantom Coach Club. People with vintage hearses, Cadillac, Lincolns, you name it, will be lined up 5, 6, 8, 12, 15, 20, as many as show up. They're starting in Norwalk around 9 in the morning, and they're going to drive in a long line all around the area and wind up here for the funeral in the parking lot at St. Justin's for the noon funeral mass. When the mass concludes, somewhere between 12:40, 12:45, when the mass is over, we will remember her in the church proper with what I guess you'd call a eulogy. There'll be a few people scheduled to speak. When that's done, sometime in the vicinity of 12:15, or I should say 1:15, we will then repair to Bootlegger's Brewery in Fullerton from 1:30 to 4:30, and we will be there with a bunch of food for y'all, and to then tell more stories, and to really remember her the way that she would remember, with food and drink and laughing and irreverence. So that's the nutshell version, as fast as I could do it in just under 4 minutes, of the memorial for our Kelly Maeve Scott. So if you're in the area and you can make the rosary but not the funeral, or not the rosary but the funeral, there's a lot greater ease of parking here for obviously the funeral mass on Saturday than there is, and as well as at Bootlegger's Brewery, which has a whole parking structure for you to park in. It'll be a little tight for the rosary, but we'll find room for you. If you can make it here, you're welcome. Thank you for the love and support. Keep praying for Kelly's soul. Pray for each other. Keep telling stories. And we're just so grateful and so sad and so just unready for this, but life goes on, and we will remember her from here on out. And if you ever want to tell her one of your stories, just look up, say something sarcastic, think something arguably profane, and tell a Kelly story. All right. See you this weekend upcoming. Thank you. Bye-bye.